Here we are in game number 2 between BlackMagic and DeathTacticus, a 1v1 best of 3. BlackMagic is currently leading the series off with 1 game to 0. We have a glass colony, private claim, no nukes on the map. There is only 6 tiles of silicon and they are all over here in this location. Carbon is extremely low, extremely awkward. I would be very surprised if we saw any scavengers on this map. It also does not help that the iron is very far away from that carbon, although there are a couple potential scientific spots with this iron. Potentially could found a robot over here, or maybe more likely in this area with 1 iron closer to that silicon. We'll see where the players go. Neither player really liking this map too much, just sitting, trying to earn as much of that starting bonus as they can.
HQ has been founded.
DeathTacticus going with an expansive on some iron in the south corner that I did not see during my initial scan of the map. Taking advantage of that slightly higher normal iron price going into aluminum. Meanwhile, BlackMagic doesn't really like any of the other options and is still searching. Double iron, just trying to drive that price of iron down and get to the upgrade as fast as you can. DeathTacticus taking HQ level 2 before BlackMagic even founds. Okay, BlackMagic is here.
Founded.
Founding as a robot all the way on the other side of the map next to some iron. I'm not sure about this found. BlackMagic is really far away from pretty much every other resource on the map other than carbon. But we'll have to see how that goes. Either player electing to found next to the silicon, that's potentially understandable as none of these silicon tiles by themselves are useful. Well, it would have been interesting to see somebody crush some of that silicon to try to take a monopoly.
The black market is online.
DeathTacticus taking out all of BlackMagic's steel and iron production, although BlackMagic did get the upgrade, so he's able to move into split steel. A lot harder, impossible to power surge all of that. You see this sort of split setup more often on 1v1s than you do in FFAs. DeathTacticus with that split on his steel. Steel is at the moment high, so it's no surprise that all the higher than any of the other on-world resources, with the exception of perhaps glass and electronics. So no surprise to see both players move into steel. DeathTacticus is saying he should win just from this steel freeze, which is a interesting claim. We'll see how this pans out.
An expansive HQ has been upgraded.
DeathTacticus getting into number 3, securing some carbon. I'll be interested to see what DeathTacticus plans to use for that carbon, as the price of carbon is currently low. The price of chemicals is not that high, and solar condensers are also available to give more flexibility. Solar condensers will get carbon. He's going into the carbon to construct wind turbines, which makes sense. This makes these wind turbines a lot cheaper. Power is high again. BlackMagic will want to upgrade as fast as he can to get into some power market, as robots don't consume any life support but only consume power. So right now BlackMagic is feeding money, potential money, into DeathTacticus, although DeathTacticus has only gone into 1 wind turbine, which isn't even enough to cover his own power needs. So not making a power play this game, unlike last game. BlackMagic going to level 3.
The black market is open for business.
has used all his claims, picking up 2 geothermals and a aluminum, not wanting to mess around at all with the power games that happened between the last match between either of these two players. So the only thing is, unlike last time, he'll need to goon these geothermals so they won't be taken away. There are plenty of geothermals on the map, so I'm not sure why he felt the need to claim 2, which are just sitting here by themselves unused. BlackMagic in a little bit of a issue, as nothing that he is producing on World right now is making him any money. He does have 2 water, so he could potentially move into some farms which are increasing, which would be the cheapest source of power. Profits, although constructing electrolysis reactors wouldn't be too bad either. They are both within each other, the range of each other. DeathTacticus moving into farms to pick up some of those profits before BlackMagic is able to get the cash or anything, get the cash to do anything. That early sabotage on the steel production, which allowed DeathTacticus to get all the steel profits, driving those price down to 0, is definitely hurting BlackMagic at this point in the game. BlackMagic finally has enough money to build that first geotherm, which is good, but potentially could be a problem because he does not have enough money to goon that geotherm. We will see if DeathTacticus is aware or can guess that from the lack of goon squad purchased. Extra claim auction going on here. BlackMagic is a little bit behind on debt, but definitely can afford 12,000 auction. If he can get these 2 geothermals up in the near future, his power situation will be secured, and he won't have to worry about power.
Sold.
Probably for the rest of the game. DeathTacticus going into triple win, trying to make as much power money early as he can. A repeat of last game, minus the hacking. That geotherm is frozen by DeathTacticus being pretty merciless. BlackMagic not buying that goon. DeathTacticus not using a spy, so just assuming or noticing that the price in the goon squad has not gone up very high. So this will just hurt BlackMagic even more as he continues to slide down into debt, continues to lose 561 a second on power. Finally has these electrolysis reactors up and is making a little bit of positive cash flow. However, electrolysis reactors do use a 0.3 power apiece, so that's 0.6 power. So a not insignificant amount of debt being transformed into that cash flow. I believe I thought I saw a mutiny get purchased. Perhaps I missed that. Alright, looking back at DeathTacticus over here. Roughly the same spot. Can take the upgrade if he wants. Oh, sorry, that's BlackMagic being DeathTacticus can take the upgrade. BlackMagic being DeathTacticus into the upgrade. Both players are at level 4. DeathTacticus is in a slightly better spot at the moment, I'd like to say, as he has no debt, is making 500 a second on power money. A well-placed goon squad here to only prevent this power from being completely taken off. Only 1 tile being removed by that circuit overload. Meanwhile, BlackMagic is finally got that one gooned geothermal plant up, is no longer losing a ton of money to debt, power debt. However, DeathTacticus immediately putting down the double spy, mutinying the ungooned geothermal plant, increasing his power all to 1.2. Okay, a second, quite the sizable power. Not to mention this dust storm is increasing the amount of power earned by these wind turbines up to 1.8, 2.96 a second. BlackMagic mutinying one of the wind turbines from DeathTacticus, but is it too little too late? We will find out. Meanwhile, BlackMagic, is finally making some positive money on power. However, power is crashing, leaving BlackMagic with a sizable sea level debt at level 4 on Sol 4. BlackMagic admitting that the game is over and conceding, saying that he had some founding issues. This wasn't the best map, I will be the first to admit that, and it would be hard to find another founding location. I would have to wonder. I'm not sure. Maybe another expansive over in this region. Take these two iron close to the silicon, potentially do something with this glass demand.